2021 forecast reading. So I'm going to do a whole lot of tarot cards for you. So have a look at what's in store for us for December. And then I'll finish up with a relationship reading. You might have noticed at the beginning of the video where there was a picture of a lion. That's my artwork. I thought I'd share it with everybody instead of the usual my face on the picture. I've dabbled in oils before, but now I'm doing a bit of pastels, pastel pencils, and thoroughly enjoying the process. I thought I'd share it with you. A Christmas lion. Okay, so let's see what's in store for you guys for December, Aquarius. That's Aquarius rising, Aquarius moon, and Aquarius sun sign, or Aquarius sun sign. Okay, so far, pretty good. One card that really jumped out of the deck, as if you noticed earlier, I actually caught it for a change. Normally they land on the floor. Okay. Right, you guys have a little bit of a different energy than what has been coming up for the other star signs so far, which is very interesting. Okay. All right. Okay, that's a similar theme, but I'm not surprised by that. Okay, so you start off with the Princess of Winter. Information that can help you, but which may be difficult to hear. Speaking the truth with kindness. Okay, so this is very much about somebody gives you some kind of advice, or you hear of something happening that directly affects you, and it's not exactly what you were wanting to hear, all right? But if I look at the rest of your lineup, it's playing an important part, and it's not a bad thing, because the next card that you get is the Sun card, okay? So that is saying plans that work out perfectly, amazing ideas that lead to rewards, and gratitude for the blessings in life. So even though right at the beginning of December you may hear or may have heard something which is not exactly going to make you happy, it does actually lead to your plans working out perfectly, oddly enough. And it also helps to sort of set off ideas that lead to great rewards. So it's probably a little detour. It's going to send you on a little detour, and this little detour is going to be very rewarding. So whatever it is at the beginning of the month that you hear that you're not 100% happy about, don't worry, because it actually has a good ending. It's sending you off to perhaps for a bright new idea, or perhaps it derails your plans a little, but then it works out perfectly in the end because they were slightly derailed, okay? You then get the 10 of Winter, which says the resolution of difficulties. So even though this crops up at the beginning of the month, it's quickly resolved, because by the third card in this reading, difficulties are resolved. They're done and dusted. They might have felt like a little bit of a weight, more than a bit of a weight, but they very quickly sorted out, okay? So don't worry about it. And the 3 of Spring says, plan your next steps with the eye to the long term. Have patience. There are more good things to come. So just stay optimistic about this. Have patience, and also put plans into place that you know have long-reaching consequences, okay? Look to the future with your planning. And understand that with patience, they will all manifest, and they will manifest very nicely, and there will be really, really nice rewards for this planning and patience of yours. And there are good things lined up for you, remember that. The 2 of Summer says falling in love or making a serious commitment, forgiveness, and the resolution of a problem. So we've already seen that coming in. So if there is a problem at the beginning of December for Aquarius, there you will be finding resolution very early on in the month. By the middle of the month, it is done and dusted. It is sorted, okay? You then get the Queen of Autumn, and she says, be practical with respect to how you proceed. There's definitely an element here of planning and of needing to be practical about how you execute those plans, and perhaps practical in your thinking. That doesn't mean we can't dream about how we'd want things to be, but when you start putting the plans into action, remember to be a little bit practical. And I see a rabbit here for the first time. Can you guys see a rabbit there in the bottom corner? And a rabbit is about banishing fear and listening to your heart. Interesting that I noticed that now. Definitely a message for you at this time. You then get the Princess of Summer. Okay. Pretty card, this one. Very pretty card. I think it's the one that's actually on the front of the deck. A new relationship or emotional experience. Now, you have, with the 2 of Summer, the possibility of falling in love as well. So that is for some of you going to be the case in December. You may be falling in love. Someone may come along and you're going to fall in love with them, and there's going to be a commitment with this person. So it's not a fly-by-night things by the look of things, okay? For some of you, there's definitely that possibility. The Hermit is the next card that comes up, okay? That's about finding a mentor and taking a break from society and commitment to spiritual growth. What that is all about is referring inward. Not looking outward for your answers, for your gratification at the moment, but referring inward to yourself for your answers, listening to your higher self, doing a bit of meditation or prayer, whatever it is, especially if you're looking for answers. Prayer, meditation, sitting quietly in nature are all going to be proving to be the way to find your answers, okay? Your final tarot card is the Wheel of Fortune. Delays are over, sudden or unexpected good luck, a new car or travel. You finish up December on a very high note. So by the end of December, whatever got in your way, whatever derailed your plans, whatever problem you had to deal with, you find resolution by the beginning of the month, the middle of the month. It's all done and dusted, and then things take off very nicely. You had the sun right near the beginning of your reading as well, which is your plans are going to work out. But the Wheel of Fortune is that cog that turns, and it sets off the wheels in motion, basically. So you could have a sudden unexpected luck. There could be some kind of windfall coming in, or suddenly somebody backs you or brings something into your life that you really, really wanted or needed. And if something was held up or delayed, it's over, it's done, it's dusted, it can now move ahead. And some of you may even be going on a little holiday. If you've been planning to buy a car, December is going to be the good time to do that, okay? Or the end of December, put it that way. Mercury normally goes into retrograde somewhere in December. I don't know if it is this year. And then they normally say, if that is the time, don't buy a vehicle. I was born on a Mercury retrograde. Apparently, that changes things. I don't want to think about the fact every time it's directed, actually retrograde for me. I don't think it works like that. Hope not. But anyway, the end of December, if you were planning to buy a car, that would be a good time because the energies are nice and ready for you then, ripe and ready for you then. Okay, so let's have a look at relationships and see what's in store for those of you that are in relationships, wanting relationships, relationships in general. For Aquarius for the month of December. Right. Coming up first card. Okay. All right. Okay. A nice relationship reading. Okay. So you start up with the paying attention to the red flags. That's your first relationship card. What follows on with that is free yourself. So what this tells me is you are dealing with, at the beginning of December or December, old buttons that get pushed that stem back from when we were first rejected. We could have been 4 years old. We might not even have understood the rejection. We might have assumed it was a rejection. It wasn't. It could have been later in life. You could have been a teenager already. You could have been in your first relationships and that didn't go so well. You could have watched other people getting rejected and thought, whoa, not my kind of thing, okay? But what this has done is it's given you little red buttons that can get pushed. What they do is they tie you down because you are fearful, because you have certain reactions and responses when you feel that's going to be happening. December, you have the opportunity and the potential to recognize those behavioral patterns of yours and how they affect you in relationships and to release yourself from them. This frees you up. How does it free you up? Well, you're not so terribly reliant on other people to fulfill certain needs, firstly, or it can also be a case of then you don't have these instant reactions and responses to things that people do when you feel you could be rejected or hurt. It frees you up completely, okay? So you can take sort of the bigger picture, or you can take a step back and you can go, so that's what I would usually do if a person said or did that. And it actually bound me, it tied me down to a certain pattern in relationships. But beginning of December, you can get yourself out of that one, okay? You can see it for what it is and say, oh, okay, I don't want to be doing that anymore. I don't want to be reacting like that anymore. And it frees you up completely. It releases you. You get the retreat card and you get the soulmate card, which tells me one of two things. You and your soulmate may get time in December to go and spend a little bit of quality time together in peace and quiet. There's a distinct possibility for Aquarius to do that. You may decide you're going to go and spend some quality time on your own somewhere in peace and quiet, and whoa, there's a soulmate there. They're doing the same thing. Well, that just shows you meant to be together because you're enjoying the same thing. So it's about somewhere peaceful, somewhere quiet, somewhere disconnected from the humdrum of life, that you either go with your soulmate or you in fact meet that soulmate. And in that environment with your soulmate, you have passion. They may propose to you, and you get to know each other a little bit better. Okay, so what is definitely happening with you and your soulmate in this lovely quiet environment, and I will disappear for a while I show you all the cards, is you can reignite passion or you can start it. They may propose to you, you may decide it's time to get engaged, or you may in fact, if you are single, meet that soulmate and they have the potential to be a long-term relationship, and there's an instant chemistry with them. There's a real spark with them, okay? And you get to know each other better. Whether you've just meeting someone or you're in an existing relationship, you get to talk to one another and kind of get to really know what that person is about. Maybe if it's an existing partner, you get to know a side of them you didn't even know had emerged over time, but now you get to see it. If it's somebody new, you get quality time to spend with this person so that you can genuinely get to know them, which is always a wonderful start to a relationship. And that can often lead to a long-term relationship, because if you get to know a person well at the beginning of a relationship, okay, even though there is definitely chemistry here, then you get to see clearly who they are, and the hurdles that come up, you kind of are half in tune with them already, and you know how to handle them, and you took them on anyway, knowingly you took them on. But it says, as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. It's also about, I think, an existing relationship, seeing sides of your partner that maybe you'd forgotten about or overlooked, and they really appeal to you, you like them, okay? So it reestablishes that bond between the two of you. And if you meet somebody new and you really get to know them, you get to see things in them, sides in them that you think, I really like that. I could see myself engaged to that person one day, okay? Or having a really deep commitment with them. Right, Aquarius, so that is your reading. I do hope that you enjoyed it. Very good reading, very positive reading. There are very positive energies, despite that one hiccup that comes up at the beginning of your month. But do understand you quickly find resolution to that. And in fact, that detour that it's sending you on is going to have a really bright spark of an idea coming to you, or it's altering your plans in such a way that they work out perfectly in the end. So just keep that in mind. Right, thank you for watching, listening, liking, subscribing. I genuinely appreciate it. If you would like a personal reading from me, and I also do an amazing soulmate reading, you can contact me via my website. I will put that link in the description box below in a moment. Those of you that celebrate Christmas, I'm wishing you a wonderful Christmas, sending you hugs and blessings for the month of December. We'll speak again soon.